What's better than playing the old course at St Andrews? Getting the chance to play the old course at St Andrews backwards. That's what we're in St Andrews for. We've been invited by the Links Trust to play the reverse routing of the old course. It's been on the bucket list for a long time. Not really sure what it's going to involve, but we're going to find out and tick it off.
Today we've got the old course in reverse, which is playing the clockwise route, as it is, of the old course, which is how it used to be played way back in the 1800s, and it then became a bit more popular playing the route we're now familiar with, late in the 1800s, but right the way through to the 1970s, this reverse route was used, maybe 2 or 3 weeks a year. We last played it in 2009, and there was interest to do it again, and we had a request for local clubs to have a competition to commemorate St Andrews Day, to play it in reverse, so we've done that, and we thought we'd just extend it to try and let other visitors and golfers play as well. I think a lot of people enjoy just the different challenge and seeing the approaches into greens from different angles, looking at some holes that you can see exactly why some of the bunkering is there. I mean, when you play the old course in the normal route and you walk off the 12th tee, you nearly fall into Admiral's bunker, which is 80 yards off the tee, and you kind of think, why is that there? But when you play it in reverse and you're going from the 13th tee up to the 11th green, which is the 7th hole as we play it in reverse, the bunkers are all facing you. You can see exactly, you need to try and lay up just short of Admiral's and then have about 100 yards into the green, so you can see why a lot of the bunkers have been there.
So just when you think playing the old course in reverse might not get any cooler, we've just checked in here about half an hour before playing, and with the starters hut they've given us reverse yardage book, a scorecard and a pin sheet, but it's all branded old course reverse. The scorecard has all the measurements and holes, obviously, as they're played in reverse, not the normal one. Still par 72, but all done as if it was the course you're about to play in reverse. And then amazingly, they've put together a yardage book, so every hole in here is a hole we're going to experience today. Not only does it have the hole you're going to play in reverse, so first tee to 17th green, it's got sight lines, it's got information, it's got pros tips, it's got all the yardages you could ever imagine. And amazingly, every sprinkler on the course is obviously laid out for the traditional routing, but they've gone and stepped off every single one and worked out how far it is to the reverse route. You've literally got yardages wherever you want, and it's just amazing. Like, as a golf nerd, like, this is something that doesn't really exist. You've got your own reverse information, just very cool mementos to remember it by.
Well, all the advice we normally give is keep left. Probably that's not the ideal advice today, because you'll have out of bounds down the first and second and third as we play it if you keep it left. So maybe just err on the side of the right-hand side of the course.
Ah! Ah! Just a half a yard too far left.
On the road. Not even a road hole.
Oh, well done, partner. That's an up and down off the road.
So the idea of the reverse layout is pretty simple, to be honest. You start on the first tee, you play to the 17th green, then you would put your ball onto the tee on the 18th tee, and then you play to the 16th green, then you would put your ball on the 17th tee, and then head to the 15th green, and so on, so on.
I don't get that.
Who are we trusting?
I'll go with the course guides.
Yeah.
Trust the professionals.
Right. So what's your initial impression of how it's playing?
Very different. Probably looked at the course guide for certainly the week in advance of this. You start to imagine some of the different shapes and lines you've got to take. Yeah, it really comes to life in a different way. You see the bunkers and the contours in a different way. So really enjoying it. I think it's quirky and fun.
Yeah, definitely. It feels like much more than the normal layout.
Right.
Every tee shot's dictated by a bunker.
Yeah.
Whereas on the other layout, you're sort of skirting a couple of bunkers and hitting over some. Whereas the last two holes, there's been a distance to a bunker, we've hit short of it, and then tried to play from there. It seems like they're much more in play.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think a few of the more renowned ones, you're kind of looking off the tee thinking how to avoid that or what side do I want to miss it on. I guess some of that's familiarity with the way we're used to playing it, that
yeah, of course,
those bunkers are second nature as well. But it's I think you can feel there's a bit more strategy when you're standing up, I think. So there's a side you definitely want to miss on.
Yeah.
Which is good with my golf game.
But it's amazing how much it just feels like a pretty natural layout, and like a natural course, doesn't it? You didn't feel like you were, this is squeezed in here, or?
No. I mean, I think you definitely start to feel that this was the layout of the land, you know, all those hundreds of years ago, and that the course has evolved on it really, which is I think what makes it so unique. It's quite cool.
And obviously you're one up, so that's why you're so good at it at the moment.
It's all thanks to the partner, nothing to do with me.
Cajones!
You've got Jeep's bunker at 250, which is where the orange was.
So a perfect example of the bunkering here on the second hole. The course that we're playing from back there is 250 to this bunker called Jeep's bunker, but normally on the second hole, pros can hit right past it, hit way right, but it was all we were thinking about back there on the tee. Fraser saying it was 250 to this. You either have to carry it or hit short of it and leave a long second shot, but just shows you the difference that it makes playing it in this routing and the way the bunkers come into play. So I'm hoping to avoid them all as we go around, but see how we go. We're here on the 8th hole in the reverse routing, and it's probably a good example of just how different this course plays. Typically you'd be playing from back there for the par 4, it'd be the 10th hole into this massive green, but we're actually hitting over the 11th green, playing it as the 8th hole as a par 3, so completely coming backside into this, but the rough that you don't see from the 10th plays as a really nice sort of settling just before the green, and visually it's just stunning. It stands alone as a par 3, but it just shows you just reversing a few tees and playing the course a different direction completely opens up new holes.
Good try.
We're not going to talk about your ego chip in there on 9. I'd actually rather just hear a bit of the backstory of maybe how long a day like this has been in the plans for, how much work's gone on behind the scenes to sort of think about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's always something that's been a perennial, thought here in terms of bringing the reverse back. So, as far back as 2015, it's been discussed, but I'd say it's probably kind of gathered momentum in the last 12 months, from the initial bringing it back, the idea, having a sort of St Andrews Day celebration through to probably 6 months ago. Really, the team here started to map out the course, start working on scorecards, course guides, stroke indexes, all the little things that you as a golfer, you don't necessarily think about going into preparation, but all of that had to be done.
Great detail. I see all the tee markers have all changed and all the specifics, all the sprinkler heads. We know how far they are to the course, so it's not. You can tell it's not just happened overnight.
Yeah. So I mean, the team here have been really proud about doing it. I think it's the opportunity to bring something back here. It's doesn't happen every day. So it's been cool to be.
I think the overwhelming feeling that you get from everyone that we've walked past so far in the front nine has been just like an enthusiastic giddy. Just like everyone's very excited. Yeah. It's like Christmas has come a month early for a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's fun. Yeah. It's fun, it's quirky, and it's getting to do something you don't get to do every day. So I think that's where it really hits home.
Yeah. And now we've got to face the back nine / front nine.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be interesting strategy-wise. I think it's going to be a bit narrower, a bit tougher. So we'll see how we get on.
So the Old Course Hotel over there, just left side of it's your finishing line.
That's a ripper.
Golf has been played here for so long, and we've got used to playing it in a certain direction. But when you look back at the history books, this course that we're playing today was one of the courses they played. So the left-hand course and the right-hand course.
Absolutely.
But it's not open very often anymore, so it's a real treat.
Yeah, it's nice to get a feel for what those guys played in the 1800s, it is a special day, it really is.
And what I like about this experience that we're playing today is that golf is always a cross-country adventure from point A to point B. And this has sort of brought it back to life in many ways for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You're not so caught up in par and some of the modern inventions. It's just literally get from start point to end point in as few shots as possible.
Final hole, Laurie, I've got one massive complaint to give you. I don't get to walk over Slokenburn Bridge.
That's very true. Maybe when we do this again, we'll have to do
take
something
a long
with that.
route round.
Yeah.
It's very odd playing the 18th hole across this massive expanse rather than you're very nervous normally of hitting a car.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of strange standing on that, what is the second tee, feeling like those fences on the left felt a lot closer.
Yeah.
But also, that notable side on the right didn't feel like it was any further away to me. I still felt it was there, but just really different perspective. Really cool.
But
That's the interesting thing. It didn't feel like you were playing the old course, but just carrying a different route. It does feel like it's a course on its own merits, but there's still some of those features that you recognise and are kind of synonymous with the place, but you're just getting to play a completely different course. It's, yeah, I've loved it.
I feel like if you took everyone here and we all played again tomorrow, we'd play it 1,000 different ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a nail on the head. You know, and that's the fun part. You know, sometimes you walk off after 18 holes and you're not in a rush to play again. But I'd happily go and play this route again and just, you know,
definitely.
as you say, play it completely differently. You know, pick different clubs from fairways, off tees, different lines. So no, really good fun.
Yeah,
Really
it might be
enjoyed
a
it.
very different routing, but the walk up here is still pretty tasty.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty special.
Not a bad office to have.
Yeah, it's a nice place to come to work every day, I always say. So
Right, well, we'll go make a couple of birdies and then
sign off in
sign
style.
up in style, yeah. Enjoyed that, Neil. Thank you very much. Cheers. Laurie,
Well
thanks.
played, Jamie. Pleasure. Really enjoyed it. Good fun.
Praise, thank you very much. Good tips, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Well played.
That was a great fun.
Champions, champions.
We've managed to find a spot overlooking the old course for a 19th hole drink and a wee chat about the round. And Fraser, you're in a unique position in that you're one of the rare people that's caddied that route before, you've played that route before, and now you've played it again as part of the bigger day. Was it like you remembered?
Yeah, to be honest, it was absolutely fantastic. This time around, I've had quite a bit of input with the setup, so to have the opportunity to go around, see how it plays, see how everything panned out, and honestly, just to watch the smile on you guys' faces going round, that was the best part of it. My golf wasn't great today, but watching you guys enjoy it going round was the best part for me, because we've put a lot of work into this, and for you guys to come off and enjoy it so much, it's just, that's rewarding. That's the best part of it for me. Yeah.
I knew I was in St Andrews, you know, the skyline told me that, but I think what I learned is there are two golf courses out there. You know, there's one hidden that I'd never known was there, but when you stood in those tees, you were looking down real golf holes. You weren't just playing a golf course in reverse, you know. There's history sort of hidden out there.
You've played well there, Neil. It's like it's another golf course.
Yeah.
That's always existed there.
Well, that's the surprise, you know, because I've played it in reverse in my mind. I played it in reverse accidentally a couple of times when I'm supposed to be playing it the correct way. But there are actually shaped golf holes out there that you never see until a day like today.